today's video, I would like to share with you tips on growing and propagating this plant. For years it has been called Wondering Jew. However, recently controversy has arose over the name, so it has taken on the name inch plant. It also has its scientific name. I'll put it up on the screen because I can't say it. This plant is a good beginner's plant. It's easy to grow. It does very well as a house plant. Here in the deep south, it can be grown outside, but in the frost areas, just needs to be brought in. Some people say that it's even invasive because of it spreads very quickly and can take over. For that reason, most people choose to keep it contained in a planter. This plant right here, actually I didn't buy it. I don't know if you can see, but there's a small green plant on the inside in the middle that I bought at the beginning of spring, which was around April. It is now September, and I have divided this, the Wondering Jew, twice. And as you can see, it is time for me to divide it again. But, so back to, I bought this plant, and there was one little section stuck down in there. It was probably in the nursery. This plant was probably underneath some hanging baskets of Wondering Jew. And as you can see, that it makes these long runners. They get leggy, they break off, and that's probably what happened. One broke off and it fell into, it was a little half-gallon pot. So this is what I have now. The first thing I needed to do was collect part of the plant to transplant or propagate. I did this by going to the mother plant and just pulling off all the leggy sprouts. This is going to benefit the original plant by making it bushier, as well as giving me something to transplant. There's a couple of ways that you can stimulate root growth. One way is after you cut off the runners, place them in water. However, I don't really like this technique. I've tried it and it takes a long time for the roots to form. It's much easier just placing the cuttings in soil. So the first time that I divided the plant, I placed the runners in this water container, and at the same time I took some runners and put it in soil. This is as you can see, the runners that were placed in the water really do not have roots still. After washing all my containers, I'm ready to plant. The first container I'm going to use is these recyclable tomato cartons. I went ahead and put something in the bottom. This time it was newspaper to help with drainage. Then I'm filling it up with potting soil. after the container is ready, I just take a cutting and stick it down in the soil. Don't have to be very careful with it, just place it in the soil. For my second planting, I'm going to reuse these hanging baskets. Again, just take the cuttings and place them in the soil. It doesn't have to be neat. It only takes a couple of weeks and they start sending out new shoots and perk up. For the third transplanting, I have some plastic flower pots that I got from the dollar store, and I'm going to use this so that I can have a gift. As before, I just lined the bottom of the plastic container with some newspaper so that it would help with drainage. Filled it with soil, but this time I went ahead and used the top portion of the cutting. Using the top portion of the cutting made it more presentable to give as a gift. For my last option, I'm going to place it in the ground. I have this flower bed that gets some shade and sun. It is has an edge around it so that the plant stays contained. If you take a closer look, you can see all the little roots that has developed in just a little bit of time since I transplanted these just a couple of months ago. Planting is simple. Again, just dig a shallow hole, place the plant inside and cover. Thanks for watching, and I hope this video has been helpful.